International MMA channel. I'm here to talk about, first of all, my name is Hector. You can follow us on International at IMMA channel on Twitter, IMMA channel on Facebook, the / shit, and then just go ahead and put IMMA channel, and you can go ahead and follow us there, like us. Don't forget that. Don't forget to Twitter. We're going to start with the Fox card, UFC on Fox. That's on January 25th. Then we're going to go ahead and talk about February 1st fight, UFC 169. You was Dominic Cruz. Now it's been replaced with Uriah Faber, and it's still Renan Barão, who is the interim title champion. I guess it would now be champion now that they stripped the belt away from Dominic Cruz. We'll talk more about that. But first, let's go ahead with the UFC on Fox this next Saturday, January 25th. This one's going to be an interesting fight. I'm going to go with the Fox prelims. The last three on the prelims seem like the exciting fights to get ahead and go ahead and kick off the Fox card. This one's going to be live from Chicago, Illinois. Of course, with Chicago, Illinois, they're going to have Chico Sheamus versus Yadazin Mesa. Both guys are coming off of wins, both fairly new in the UFC. I'm going to have to give it to Chico Sheamus. I like his style of fighting. Yeah, I'm going to go with Chico on this one. That's going to be my first prediction. Then we go to Eddie Weidman versus Yves Jambunin. Eddie Weidman is currently ranked number 4 in his weight division. The last fight that he lost was against Renan Barão. Wait, am I correct? Let me see. I believe it's Renan Barão. But I was right. The last fight he had was on September 21st so against Renan Barão. He was knocked out in the second round. Before that, he beat Brad Pickett and Scott Jorgensen. So on this one, you know what? I'm going to have to give it to Eddie Weidman, just because he is the top-ranking number 4 fighter right now in his division. So, you know, I think he has more skill sets, and I think that one's going to be a great fight. The next fight, we're going to have Alex Caceres versus Sergio Pettis. The Pettis last name is correct. It is Anthony Pettis' little brother. He came out in great fashion in his last fight. That was his first fight in the UFC. This one, he's going to fight Alex Caceres, who is one of the Ultimate Fighter contenders. On this one, he fought Will Compensano last time, and he won a decision. It's barely recent. It was November 16th that he did his debut for the UFC. Alex Caceres has been on a win, lose kind of thing. You know, this one I'm gonna have to give it to. I am gonna have to give it to Sergio Pettis. I like the momentum this kid goes. I like the intensity that he has. He listens well to his side. You always hear the coaches yelling, and he does what the coaches are asking him to do. So I'm gonna have to give it to Sergio Pettis. The next one is on the main card on the Fox card, and it's a little heathen. It's going to be Jeremy Stephens versus Darren Elkins. Elkins is ranked number 10 right now in the division. Jeremy Stephens is not. This one, I'm going to have to go with Jeremy Stephens. I like Elkins. He's more of a tactician. We'll look for the submissions more than Jeremy Stephens just has this tremendous knockout power. You can tell by the TKO and KO average, usually 73% for him. Darren Elkins kind of just wins a lot by decision. He has a couple by submission. Jeremy Stephens is just a more exciting fighter. I think he really wants it. I think that he's kind of closing that gap where he has to do something now. It's not going to ever come to fruition. So I'm going to have to give it to Jeremy Stephens on this one. The next one is one of the most impressive fighters that I have seen next to Uriah Faber. This is Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone has fought. He lost one of the fights and just kept fighting back to back to back, and he's back at it again. I don't even think it's been like probably 6 weeks or so. November 16th, he fought Evan Dunham and won. After that, he lost to Rafael Dos Anjos, wanted to fight again really quick. So he's been fought a total of 4 times in 2013. He's going to fight Adriano Martins. Donald Cerrone is one of these fast, bang-out guys that just likes to fight, likes to bang it out. It's one of these, I I think it might go as fight of the night if he does. He's ranked number 8 right now in his division. Antonio Martins has won one. He's kind of fairly new to the UFC. I'm gonna have to give it to the Cowboy. The Cowboy's been more active recently, and it's what, maybe 8 or 10 weeks ago that he fought, and now he's fighting again. I'm gonna have to give it to Donald Cerrone. I think he's more in shape, more ready to less weight cut and everything else. I'm gonna have to give it to Donald Cerrone on this one. We go to the main event, co-main event, Mikovic versus Gabriel Gonzaga. Number 8 is Mikovic, and number 12 is Gabriel Gonzaga or Napao. This is a heavyweight fight. These are always fun if they go past the 3rd round, except on the Mark Hunt and in the Silva fight, they usually get a little sluggish because bigger mass, bigger muscles, more of an energy dump during their fights. I'm gonna have to give it to Gabriel Gonzaga. I like Mikovic, but I like Gabriel Gonzaga. I like what he brings. He's one of these kind of people that had lost in the past and actually was released from the UFC, got an opportunity to come back. He lost, but he did such a great job that they kept him, and he's been on a win streak ever since. I think Gabriel Gonzaga knows that he has to get a win. I think he's kind of climbing back up in the heavyweight division. I kind of see this might be the year that you might see Gabriel Gonzaga maybe in the next 2015, maybe climbing up in the rankings and actually having a title fight. I think he's on a tear, and I think he's going to be on the same motivation to not losing, so I'm going to have to give it to Gabriel Gonzaga. The next fight is the main event, which is Henderson versus Josh Thompson, number 1 versus number 4, the Punk. People know him. He came from the WEC. Ben Henderson recently came out of a loss with Anthony Pettis, where he was stripped from the belt. He's coming back to fight. Anthony Pettis has been injured, wondering when he's going to come back. This might be one of these things where he might actually get a rematch if he wins. The other fights might be Nate Diaz. Then the other fights might be, there's a lot, Gilbert Melendez, which I think Gilbert Melendez probably deserves more of a chance to fight for the belt. But we're going to see what's going on after injury-wise and everything else. But for now, we're going to have Benson Henderson versus Josh Thompson. This is a hard one to pick. I like Benson Henderson. I like Josh Thompson. Let's just break it down. KO average for Benson Henderson is 21%. Josh Thompson is 30%. Decisions, 30% for Thompson, 47% by Benson Henderson. Accuracy is pretty much the same on significant strikes. Attempts are basically the same. Defense is basically the same. Takedown advantage is more towards Benson Henderson. Grappling towards Benson again. Defensive takedowns for defending. Benson again. Submissions. Josh Thompson wins that one. So he's good at submitting, but not good at the takedown. Average is slightly higher for Benson Henderson. Benson Henderson, I like the fighter. He's been good, but recently with his wins in when he was champion, let's just break it down. And there has been more decisions with him. Decision, unanimous decision. And back in the WECs, it was submission, TKO, submission. So I think it's great coaching that what they do for him, but I think it kind of brings this kind of unexcited fights when fighters kind of play it safe, and I say play the George St. Pierre card, where they're just going to go for points and try to get the decision. Josh Thompson doesn't look like that kind of fighter. He's ranked number 4, so he's actually up there with those top in that division. He beat Nate Diaz, if you don't remember, with that KO in the 2nd round. He lost to Gilbert Melendez. He won against KJ Noons. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. And I'm going to say that Josh Thompson wins it simply because of more explosive fighter. I don't know. We might see Benson Henderson actually become the old Benson Henderson we know, looking for KOs, looking for submissions, and not looking for a decision. Especially now that I'm not sure if it's going to be a 5-round or a 3-round. But the odds on this one, I think odd-wise they're gonna probably give it to Benson Henderson. I've been good with the upsets. I'm gonna have to say an upset on this one. I'm gonna give it to the Punk, Josh Thompson on this one. All right, that's enough about that one. Little intermission. Twitter, IMMA channel. Follow us there. Follow us on Facebook and like us on our fan page at IMMA channel. You do the whole facebook.com/IMMA channel, IMMA channel. UFC 169 Saturday, February 1st, live on pay-per-view. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with. I'm just gonna go with the main card, time-wise and everything else, and the main card's just really packed with great fights. It's a stacked fight. It's for the Super Bowl weekend, so of course they have to do that. Prelims, a lot of people are not going to be watching at 5 p.m. and that's when the Super Bowl's going on. So I think it's a little smarter move and they moved it to 7 p.m. It's been for 7 p.m. for a while. Used to be at 6. Nobody liked it. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and go with Jamie Varner versus Abel Trujillo. The Killer versus Jamie Varner. Great veteran of the WEC. This one is going to be a great fight. I'm going to have to give it to Jamie Varner. Same thing like I said, age-wise and everything else, he's kind of the stepping out transition for the WEC veteran fighter. This one he needs a win if he wants to go ahead and continue and try to get a championship fight. I'm going to have to give it to Jamie Varner. The next one is John Linkner versus Ali, Bagutivo. I think I said it right. The Russian dominancy has been happening, and a lot of people get confused with Ali, and there's other guys kind of with the same kind of names with the Tinvo in it, Bagutino, Hands of Stone, The Puncher. Number 5 and number 7, they're really close in rankings. I'm going to have to give it to Ali, man. Ali, the Puncher, does not lie. That name does not lie. I like his way of fighting. They always get confused with all the Russians. The Russians have been on a tear. He fought Tim Elliott. That was a great fight. That wasn't actually one of the great fights that went to a unanimous decision. He fought Marcos Vinias. And the other one, I'm going to have to give it to Ali. Ali is a good fighter. I like his striking ability, and he's a great tactician, just like all the Russians. They're great tacticians, so I'm going to have to give it to him. Then it goes to Frank Mir versus Overeem Olasar. This is one of the fights that I will say fight of the night. You have number 10, Frank Mir, versus number 8, Overeem, both coming off of losses. Both coming off of losses. Frank Mir's last loss was with the War Master, and the last one he lost over him was to Travis Brown, who's now probably going to get the title ship once Kane is all healed and better. This one's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to have to give it to the Reem. I like the Reem, and I've been wrong every time I decided to pick him because of his arrogancy of not defending himself properly, thinking that he's a better boxer and likes to keep his chin out open. And that's the only issue he's had. He was beating Travis Brown in the last one. He hurt Travis Brown, and Travis Brown just face kicked him because he had no respect and had his hands down. I think Overeem's learning from this, and I think that he's now going to respect the other fighter. And Frank Mir doesn't do well with punches, especially with the clinch. We saw that with Daniel Cormier, which he lost to. He put him in the clinch, and it's just not the same Frank Mir. Frank Mir is very one-dimensional in his fighting, and I don't want to say that without disrespect, but he's kind of gotten used to that style of fighting. He doesn't do very much after that. Overeem is a Muay Thai kickboxer in the heavyweight division. Do I need to say more? This guy does devastating punches to your body and breaks you down and then looks for a knockout. I like Overeem. I hope that he wins, and I hope he can still continue to fight to try to reach to do a title fight. So I'm going to have to give it to the Reem. Enough about that. Co-main event. Aldo versus Lamas. When we talked about, I've talked to people about champ. Of course, the featherweight champ is Jose Aldo, and the and number 2, the real number 2, legitimate number 2, is Ricardo Lamas, or the Bully. This one's going to be a great fight. Jose Aldo is one of these spectacular guys who now goes to decision as well. Used to play it before Chad Mendes. He did Chad Mendes. He did a first-round KO by knee. And after that, he was dominating. Now he just plays it safe and kind of does the decisions. He's been doing decisions a lot. He has these tremendous leg kicks. So the half Puerto Rican and half Mexican fighter versus the Brazilian. This is going to be an intriguing fight. I like Ricardo Lamas. I like Jose Aldo. I'm going to have to say upset. I'm going to have to give it to Ricardo Lamas, and this is why. I think Lamas can take him out and do a decision. We all know that Jose Aldo has had issues in the past with gassing out. He cuts so much weight before every fight. There was one fight, I believe it was the Mark Hominick one, where they had to put him on IVs. He was barely sluggish and dragging himself. He's had an issue trying to get weight with as a featherweight fighter. He also gave a suggestion that if he loses, he'll go to lightweight champion, which would probably be easier for him to make weight. He's fought in lightweight non-title fights. Ricardo Lamas, I think, has a good gas tank. I think he doesn't have issues trying to cut the weight, and I think that's going to be the major advantage, as you're not going to see a sluggish and slow Ricardo Lamas. Jose Aldo comes out with fast speed in the beginning and slows down as it goes, and then he's more subjected to takedowns. So I think Ricardo Lamas is going to do an upset on that one. So this is going to be my pick. It's going to be Ricardo Lamas for UFC 169. Now we go to the main card. Main card was changed. It was Dominic Cruz versus Renan Barão. Dominic Cruz, and that was to put the belt together. Interim champion and now champion Renan Barão was going to fight for the belt and unify the belt. And Dominic Cruz had a groin injury, had to pull out, and that's a bad pun. That's a really bad pun, groin injury and pull out. Uriah Faber is number 2, and so they gave it to him. It's going to be a great card. KO. Let's break the percentages down. I like doing that now, and I'm going to do it. Renan Barão, 21% for KO, TKO, 30% for Uriah Faber. Submissions, 42% for Barão, 50% for Faber. Decisions, 36% for Barão, 20% for Faber. This is where lands per minute, 3.66 for Renan Barão, 2.7 for Faber. Accuracy, Faber takes them out 42% to 36. The attempts per minute, 2.4. They're about the same. Defense is about the same. Takedowns, more takedowns, believe it or not, for Barão. Takedown accuracy, Barão again. But takedown defense, Barão, 95%. That's a fucking hard person to take down to the ground. Submissions, though, Uriah Faber. Okay. I haven't already made my decision on this one. It's an easy decision for me. I'm going to have to give it to another upset. Uriah Faber is going to go ahead and take the belt and unify the belt and make it and him become the new champion. This is why. This is my thought of it, why. The thought process on this one for me is Faber's active amount of fights during this last year. He fought a total of 5 fights or 4 fights, back to back to back kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 fights in 2013, no injuries. All right, Renan Barão fought twice last year. So my thing, I believe, is that Uriah Faber wants it. This kid wants it so bad to be the champion. He's the only thing that has eluded that Team Alpha Male is a champion in the UFC. We had the opportunity with Joseph Benavidez. Fortunately, it didn't go the way he wanted to. I think Faber takes the belt to Team Alpha Male as the first Team Alpha Male prodigy to come out and have a belt. They've been doing a lot of stuff with Dwayne Ludwig. I think he's Coach of the Year. I've agreed with everybody else on that one. So on that one, I'm gonna have to give it to Uriah Faber. He's been more of a tactician. He's been more of a leg kick guy. He's been looking for a lot more submissions. Everything has changed in Uriah Faber from the last time he fought Renan Barão and lost. It's not the same Uriah Faber that you saw fight Renan Barão. I think Dwayne Ludwin has been like this magic gift given to Team Alpha Male, and he's really kind of unified them, made them a family. They were already a family, but I think he's tightened their skills and improved the other skill sets that they didn't have before. They were kind of more of a wrestling and submission, and then with like the hips with the wrestlers, like you have Uriah Faber and you have Chad Mendes, they end up having knockout power because they know how to throw the hips into the punches and knock people out. Renan Barão's a great fighter. I like him. He's gotten more decisions. Uriah Faber's just been on a tear, and I think he's the true #1 contender. Nothing to give away from Dominic Cruz. But Dominic Cruz has been out for 2 years. That it caused a lot of ring rust, and it kind of caused me to not really want to watch the pay. Of course, I was going to watch the pay-per-view event, but I wasn't as thrilled as when I heard that Uriah Faber replaced him. I think Uriah Faber's on a tear. Like I said, he's been active in so many fights recently that I think that he can be able to win it. So I'm going to have to give it to Uriah Faber. Those are my picks for UFC 169. My name is Hector Gomez. You can follow me on IMMA channel, and you can follow on Twitter, and follow me or like the fan page on Facebook at /IMMA channel. UFC 169, February 25th. UFC on Fox, January 25th. Great fights for all the ones. Those are my predictions. You disagree? Please leave something for me. I love to talk about MMA, and I'll be more happy. Also, Bellator is going to be coming back, so I'm going to be giving my predictions for Bellator. Happy 2014. This is a great way to start it. I hope you guys enjoy my predictions, and that's it. Peace.